everybody. We just saw Trap 2-0 stats in dominating fashion.
Yeah, that's what you get for picking Trap into your group stats. Not a good time to be stats there. You know, I think we all respect stats a lot for having won last season of GSL. Still an absolutely amazing player, but just did not look on top of his PvP. That game one Nexus first opener, a little bit weird. But now we get to go on to a ZVT. So we're done with our Protosses. We're going to move on. I think this might just be one of the best matches of tonight.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree with you on that one. I think that this is just an awesome, awesome game coming up. ByuL is maybe the best Zerg in the world right now. I have been just fawning over ByuL since I'm not sure when, like the Super Tournament or so, or maybe last season. He's in such good shape. Mechanically, I don't think that there's a better Zerg in the world. I mean, his decision making is very strong. Everything about his play is just crisp as can be. He's looking in top form, like he did back when he got a bunch of finals right in a row.
Yeah, he's been doing really well versus Terran, both his ladder matchup. I think that's his, he's at like 65% versus Terran right now. Just, oh my God. Just 2-0'd Maru in SSL last week.
Yeah,
and so he's just like really, really on top of things. So, but GuMiho as well, we can't, neglect him. Really, really tearing it up lately. Looks like he's on fire. And, I mean, it's your pick to make it out of the group.
Oh, absolutely. I believe in GuMiho. He is killing it lately, doing things like winning Olima Leagues. By the way, anyone who doesn't watch Olima League, I mean, I guess maybe you don't have enough time during the day. Oh, a nice base trade TV shirt.
Yeah, that jersey actually looks so sick.
That is a sick one. And cheers to them for sponsoring ByuL. He's been sponsored by Base Trade TV for a bit. Looking for team, I think is what they call it. But yeah, like they actually end up casting Olima League, and it is a fantastic way to keep updated on just what type of form everyone is in every week. I feel like I'm in cheater mode every time I cast GSL because I catch most of the Lima League games each week, and it's like, oh man, most of these top guys play, including GuMiho, who crushes, man.
But he does not crush Zerg players. He has a 44% win rate versus Zerg. So, I mean, this might just be a great game, but it certainly might also be ByuL kind of walking over the Gumi god.
There is that possibility. I don't look at him as one of these top bio players like an Innovation. He's not like Innovation or ByuL or Maru. He's closer to TY, but really he's his own thing. And he actually plays like a very cool new type of mech that doesn't lose to Swarm hosts. Which he's the first person I've ever seen do it, but I would love to see some of that tonight. I don't know if he's going to bust it out. I hope so.
I certainly hope he does. Mech's a little bit better with this new patch. We'll see if he does as we get into our second series of the night, ByuL versus GuMiho. In the blue, as a Zerg player, on the map Odyssey, he is
ByuL.
Rough seeing him in the blue there. I mean, he has not one GSL. This guy is one of the Kong line, like Sue, many second places.
Oh yeah, that guy's 6th second placer. His opponent in the red, as Terran.
Storm Gaming, GuMiho.
Of course, GuMiho hasn't won a GSL yet. He's been around since basically the beginning of time. The last random player to qualify for GSL. And has been a Terran for a very long time, of course. But actually what you said is a very good point. The new patch is out on Korea. And that means that mech is even a little bit better. Like, Ravens got both nerfed and buffed, kind of. Like, auto turrets are longer time, but less damage.
I definitely think it's a buff. So,
you think so?
So previously, you would drop an auto turret, and it would kill a bunch of stuff really fast and then die. Yeah. So if you weren't able to deal with the auto turret, you could just pull your drones, and it would die.
Yeah.
But now, if you can't deal with it, it just stays there. And over time, it actually winds up dealing more damage.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting like that, right? Because if you're very quick at reacting, it's like it's nerfed again. Wait, no. Okay, so here, let me start over.
All right.
If you are a Zerg player who is very quick at reacting to that harassment, then the Raven got buffed, in my opinion. And if you're bad at it, it got nerfed.
Yeah.
Because if you're bad at it, you're slow, and then the auto turret would kill a bunch of drones before. Here, it's going to kill drones more slowly, but if you're really good and you're always pulling your drones away, then it just sits there longer, right? So you might want to attack into it more. So it's a very interesting change.
I think another thing that makes it a little bit more of a buff is that it's going to zone for longer.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, because an auto turret's a free unit, you don't want to, you can just like run away, let it die, and then come back. It's like, okay, well, but you don't want to fight it.
Yeah.
So if it stays there longer, it's something you don't want to fight for longer, even though it does deal less damage. So this is going to be the saddest Marine. He wishes he were a Reaper right now.
Yeah. In fact, that Reaper might have to go home. This was a very nice move. It's going to stall at this command center most likely. Oh
really
my God!
control.
He actually just killed 2 Zerglings with that guy. That's pretty sick.
GuMiho Marines are just so much better than every other Marine.
That was pretty badass.
Watch him kill this Zergling too. It's like, well, how do you do that? It should not be possible.
That would be a true mistake right there. SCV's coming out. So this is a great move. This is kind of an old thing that you could do, is send some Lings around as the reactor's being made and mess with that command center. So he stalls it out a bit, but I want to talk one more time about what you were talking about before Rapid, about mech being buffed. Because, okay, so it's not just the auto turrets. Thor's got a little bit of a buff as well. They have an additional armor, and they do morph their attack thing a little bit quicker. Now, GuMiho's mech style that he's been busting out, we actually saw Special use it as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's GuMiho's, though, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Uses a lot of Thors.
A lot of Thors, yeah, and I think the biggest thing for me about Thors is that with the armor buff, because so the model of a Thor is very big, it's going to get surrounded, but it takes a lot of units to surround it. So if you're going to be being attacked by a lot of units, that multiplies the value of that extra armor just an insane amount. So it's just going to be so difficult. You try to kill a Thor with Zerglings now, oh my God, it just survives for so much longer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it actually reduces the damage that Zerglings deal to it by 25%. Ooh. So that is a big that's a big difference for sure. I saw a lot of people like talk trash like, oh, +1 armor, that doesn't do anything. Okay, guys, it's like, seriously, it does. But anyways, I don't know what he's going to do. Let's see. He's making a single siege tank right now while...
Sick lift on that depot.
ByuL getting Overlord speed, though. And I really appreciate that he's getting Overlord speed here, to be honest. I think he really needs to stay on top of scouting exactly what GuMiho's up to, because you don't know if he's going to play Bio or he's going to play mech.
Yeah. So one of the things that really stands out every time I watch ByuL is his queen control, his defensive play style, and I think a lot of times Zergs kind of get bent out of shape. They get harassed early on, and they think, oh, I just have to run across the map and deal damage too, so I'm not behind. It's like, well, no, if you just stay back and defend, you can just produce insanity amounts of units.
Yeah, and that's something, I think ByuL is so good at this type of play. Like, he'll sit back for a little bit, and then late game, he'll be counterattacking all the time. Like, he'll be hitting your third base with Lings, and then when he gets his mutas out, that's when you're really in trouble.
Watching dropships kill Overlords is just so hilarious to me.
Dropship should have a gun, too, and that'd be cool.
These are like a better version of an Overseer, because the Marines that they poop out actually deal damage.
Yeah, but I guess it costs money, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's mech! Yes! Oh! Okay, guys, you're in for a treat. Now, this actually looks a bit different from the mechs that I've seen him do, because he's made quite a few tanks and Marines. I think he's going to go land behind the third base, that little area behind the minerals, because there's only like 2 places for Lings to run in. So if he can actually set up back there, he can be really cost efficient.
Well, here come those dropships. Lots of bio included. Those are just kind of the remnants because, like you mentioned, we're switching pretty heavily over into mech. And with ByuL pulling most of his forces towards the front or even down a little bit further, this actually might be a really good spot for GuMiho to get set up in.
Yeah, let's see where he goes with this now. Okay, I think he is going to go for that move. Yeah, look at this. Okay, he's going to rocket right behind here. This is going to be hard for ByuL to actually block.
All right.
Oh, his Lings are knocking back there.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very difficult situation for them to try to get behind there. There's lots of Hellions that will get lots of great hits. So many Zerglings going down. The tank's surviving for very long.
Oh my God, he actually kills all those Zerglings there. The Queen's actually focusing more on medevacs than anything else, which you can't really blame him for that. But 14 drones falling. GuMiho looking good.
Oh my God. So a lot of times as Zerg, you have to win some fight in order to legitimize taking a third base. Otherwise, stuff like this happens, and you just get kind of run over. Those tanks surviving, that's GG.
Yeah, that's it. GuMiho doing a very good job of abusing that spot. That's why G Sato kind of highlighted that spot in particular behind the minerals when going over that map. But that was really well done by GuMiho. I mean, kudos on him for abusing that location and winning that game quickly. I am a little bit heartbroken we don't get to see the full-fledged macro mech versus the god of Zerg macro in ByuL.
Yeah, but I mean, some of these top players, they just have such a sense of when they can run across the map and kill the other guy.
Yeah.
GuMiho knew if that worked out, even just, you know, even if it had gotten cleaned up, if it still gets 16 drone kills, totally worth it. It puts him in a great spot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, as far as Odyssey goes, I think that's the last time we'll see that exact thing work, because that has to be on every Zerg radar. Like, you need your lings underneath that as it's dropping. You need to be truly, truly prepared for the use of that little area. So, GuMiho probably a little bit fortunate for him that he was the first one to play on this map, TVZ, here in the big leagues.
Gotta take one for the team. Here we go, guys. Game number 2 on the map, Frost. GuMiho, game 1 win. Can ByuL bring it back? In the blue, our Zerg player.
ByuL.
Playing for the team looking for team, which may in fact mean that it's looking for itself.
Yeah.
His opponent in the red as the Terran player winning game number 1. He is
Storm Gaming. GuMiho.
Lots of cheers from the crowd when you win in as dominant a fashion as that.
Yeah.
You'll be winning over some fans as well.
Dude, GuMiho's been just crushing it lately, really. Every time I've seen him play anywhere, he is on fire. So, well-deserved. And, I mean, he won his round of 32 group, right? And here he is, looking like... I don't think he'll lose to Trap. I don't think either of these guys will. But it looks like he's going to go for a multiple barracks Reaper coming up, so he might just win 2-0. Who knows?
Double forward racks versus a hatchery first. Wow, this will be very difficult to deal with. I'm going to be interested to see if he just goes double Reaper immediately. I don't think that's probably on the way. But certainly going to go for the first one, and... I don't know. It'll be interesting to see him play multiple different styles. I was actually really excited for that the mech transition last game too. Didn't wind up paying off, so maybe we'll get a chance to see that this time, or maybe he just kills ByuL again.
Yeah, it's cross map, so I mean, if ByuL was ever not going to die to this, it will be this time. And let's not forget, this is not like GuMiho is a fantastic Terran. I think he's one of the very best right now. But he's not ByuL, so at least he's not ByuL, right? Because ByuL, like, when he chooses to lay down 3 barracks, I'm like, oh, this poor Zerg, he's dead. It's like, ByuL, why don't you just do that every game and always win?
he just did that in SSL the other day. He just builds 3 Reapers, and that's just too many Reapers to deal with. Because even with the KDA charge nerf, he just always has mines. His control is impeccable. And so we'll see how much GuMiho can get done with this. Traditionally, ByuL, especially with his queen control, very good at defensive styles. But he's going to see this Reaper coming in.
Wow, that drone lucked out right there.
He's still going to throw down this 3rd base against all these Reapers coming across. He's triple Reaper production behind this as well. So ByuL's going to be in for a long, hard fight here. Yeah,
that 3rd base he actually cancels when he realizes that another Reaper is here. So
you really have to do that. There's no way you can keep 3 bases versus this aggression.
No, totally. He would be able to just back up and kill that hatchery eventually. You know, you just keep putting the pressure on, 4 slings out, do whatever damage you can, and you'll hit this critical mass. So still doing a lot of damage here. Oh my god. Did I say this wasn't ByuL? Maybe this is ByuL.
I'm looking over there. GuMiho's eyes are rolled back. They're white in his eye sockets.
Oh! He killed 2 of his own Reapers with a grenade. Okay, no, it's not ByuL, guys. It's not ByuL.
Not ByuL.
Okay,
those are not ByuL
confirmed.
Reapers. Okay. Whew. All right, his eyes like roll back down. He's no longer having the spirit of ByuL warg into his body.
Well, yeah, ByuL with 3 racks Reaper is actually action porn, is what it is.
You know what it looks like? It reminds me of? It reminds me of Morrow when he used to really abuse Reaper. I remember he played a series.
Giving me bad memories.
Yeah. Morrow made those things look so totally broken. Spoiler
They
alert,
were broken back then.
The humanity.
Oh.
Killing critters on the map, man.
Poor Lyote. What'd he ever do? Little guy.
Wiley the Lyote. That's his name, man.
No.
Okay, well, that's
it's
a
not
lot
going
of
to outrun
Reapers,
these speed Reapers. Yeah, no, they're coming across the map right now. Speed is done for the Lings, but this Reaper attack was not as good as you really want, I think, especially when you blew up 2 of his own Reapers. I mean, every single Reaper really counts with this.
Yeah, but even though it didn't get a lot of damage done, it's kind of mission accomplished because all ByuL can do right now is just produce Zerglings.
Yeah. But what if he flanks and kills all these Reapers? Map control goes to ByuL for the next 100 years.
And I think more so than maybe every other Zerg, ByuL knows exactly how to handle that. If he knows he's not, oh, he does get a nice surround on them. He might be able to slam them up against the wall. There will be a lot of KD8 charges, but surrounding every single Reaper.
Wow, all of them going down right there. So now ByuL controls absolutely everything. Throws down his third base instantaneously. And GuMiho just making like some Hellions and Marines. Kind of interesting he's reactoring out Hellions, by the way. You don't normally see that as part of the follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he knows he's going to have to deal with a lot of Zerglings out there on the map, so Hellion's pretty good if you can line them up. I wouldn't be surprised if ByuL even like double expands right now. He has the entire map to do with whatever he wants.
Yeah, now, what GuMiho is planning here is basically an all-in. He's going to go for a Hellbat Stim Marine Medevac attack, realizing that ByuL he's a Zergling guy. If he makes a Roach Warren, it's because he's probably going to Nidus you or something. Like he really doesn't care for those. He just wants to go Lings and Queens into Banelings. He has a Baneling nest on the way, and ByuL might be able to read into this just by seeing the Hellions. Like, why would you have 4 Hellions right now if not to make Hellbats?
Indeed, Artosis. Well, here comes down these spine crawlers. ByuL reading it perfectly. He's going to have his defenses at least, beginning to be prepared, but see how well this push does. Armory just about to complete, and there it goes.
Okay, this is going to be really hard to defend. He's got 5 Queens coming down, has some Banelings as well. We'll see how he gets the hits there. He sees this incoming, and he does have a Spine coming up, so I really do like that Spine. That's going to help a lot.
Yeah, he's going to scan and clear out these creep tubers and start to push in. Needs to get on top of that Spine before it finishes. Almost completed. Baneling's getting decent connections behind, but these Hellbats tanking so much.
Yeah, they are. The Baneling hits get good enough. Get good enough, what is that? But he pushes it back for now. That's what's really important.
Indeed,
and
he does.
Behind this, there are not eBays. That's how you can really look at this and be like, okay, this is super all-in GuMiho. Like, you need damage right now. Looks like he's going to load up a couple Medevacs and see if he can hit the main, but the creep spread is really strong.
Well, he's going to go for it into the main. ByuL reacting very, very quickly. Already has Zerglings there ready for the drop.
Okay, a couple Banelings coming up as well. He's up against the wall, so his Banelings should be able to come up and do some damage. They get an okay connect.
Beautiful surrounds. He's got Queens on the high ground, even still, and even these Hellbats, if they do get picked up, only one survives, and it gets picked off.
Dude, that's like, look at this. GuMiho has done no damage with anything. His 3-Rex Reaper, not really. This Marine Hellbat attack, not really. In fact, he's lost multiple Medevacs. And now, just now, he's added 2 eBays and a 3rd command center. This is dire straits indeed for GuMiho.
Yeah, finally GuMiho will be able to browse as many auctions online as he wants to, but it might just be a little bit too late. Upgrades are started, but he doesn't really have too many units to upgrade.
I get it.
Here.
I was like, what is you? Oh, yeah, eBay. That's an auction site.
Yeah. You know, G-Market in Korea is actually
owned by eBay.
Owned by eBay. Yeah. Did not know that until the other day.
G-Market's so useful. I get all my paper towels and stuff like that off of there.
Because we're in Korea, we should just call them G-Markets instead of eBays.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his double G-Markets up, but
yeah,
like,
I know.
You know, there'd be like 2-3 people watching that understand it.
When we cast Brood War, we can talk about floating our G-Markets over top of turrets to block them or something. 0 people understand, but now we explain it. Okay, so now it's ByuL's turn to maybe put on a little bit of pressure of his own.
Could we call Evos like FGCs then or something like that? Would that work out?
No, because that's a terrible joke, Artosis.
Well, I mean,
okay.
If we want to talk about terrible jokes rapid, we can back right up a little bit.
I'm trying to say all my jokes are beautiful sunflakes. Snowflakes.
Sunflakes.
Those are like the opposite of snowflakes, man.
Sunflakes sound deadly.
I don't even know what that is.
Well,
it's the opposite of a moonflake, Artosis.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's how you evolve certain Pokemon. Sunflakes. Okay, Baneling Speed is going to be finishing up here as well as Aspire. And by the way, ByuL never went into a second Evo. So, it's actually going to be tied up at 1-1 versus 1-1, which is kind of nice for GuMiho. In a way, I feel like he lucks out there a little bit.
Yeah, I would say for GuMiho, not dying at this point after really having conceded total map control over to ByuL is really good. He also tried that, not all in, but it was a big push that just really didn't work out as well. So both players really doing a great job right now. But you can tell from ByuL that he's been playing very, very defensively now. He's just trying to build up walls just to protect that third base. And with Muta's on the way here for ByuL, this reminds me kind of eerily of his second game versus Maru and SSL, where they just kind of split the map. But ByuL's Muta control is just so impeccable.
Dude, he has the best mutalist harassment in the business, without any doubt on earth. Like, this guy, when he gets his good 15 mutas out, if you can't force those mutas to stay home, which you can't because he doesn't miss injects and he has Baneling speed on creep, so you can't make them stay home, they do a ton of damage. And the only people that have actually held on against this are ones that make a bunch of mines and put them in the mineral lines with the turrets. Otherwise, ByuL is going to fly in your base and screw everything up.
Well, Mutalisk coming down around the bottom of the map. It will hit in just a few seconds, but this is going to happen right as GuMiho moves out across the map, so there won't be quite as much at home to deal with that. No Overseer there, so he won't be able to detect those Widow Mines. See if there are any plays. He's going to catch a lot of very unprotected SCVs.
Sees the main command center actually floating out towards that 4th base location, so that's something he's going to be able to harass a little bit as well. GuMiho's mostly in the middle of the map with a group of units right now. Looks like he had another one kind of up north and maybe bringing them together, but I don't think he can really get too much done with them at the moment.
See if there are any drone kills to be had here. He might pick off that Queen. No, the Queen actually survives, actually surrounding GuMiho's forces in the middle of the map, and is just really kind of everywhere, omnipresent. ByuL kind of having his way at this point.
Yeah, he's in quite good shape, but you know what? We're about to have a 1 upgrade advantage for GuMiho, which is kind of nice, and he does have some pretty high supply at the moment, which is good, but the creep spread seems to be good enough, and the map is long enough right now that it's not like he can go kill. I think he just has to kind of keep playing this game, and the longer we stay in this type of game, the better of a position ByuL generally gets in with his just fantastic macro.
Yeah, ByuL's 4th base up. GuMiho just starting his. Continuing to try to push out on the map, and this is one of the things we were talking about, different Terran play styles. GuMiho always trying to get out there, have that map presence. He lost it earlier. He's trying to win it back, but takes a lot more to get that to stick against ByuL.
Well, he's being careful right now. I really like this play by GuMiho. He's kind of zoning everything out and staying off of creep. That's the most important thing against ByuL because he does get so many Lings and Banes. And he's going into 3-3, so that's all good stuff. But this is what ByuL excels at, sending those mutas across the map, knowing he has enough at home to defend against any attacks.
Yeah, and, against maybe a lot of other Zergs, 1 missile turret might be enough. You can see immediately GuMiho throws down 3, and instantaneous repair. That's going to keep that turret alive.
He still gets 8 SCVs, and you can be sure that he is going to dive in there again at some point, even getting +2 attack for his mutas right now. But GuMiho going to move forward. Is he going to force all those mutas back? The Bane's rolling forward and actually getting some pretty good hits.
Yeah, but there's even more coming up from behind. A big Widow Mine hit there right in the middle of that cluster of Banelings. That's going to really help GuMiho make this push work.
That was a fantastic Widow Mine, getting so many Banes, and in fact, more and more Marines coming up, and out of nowhere, GuMiho going to be able to roll through everything. I'm actually quite surprised. I liked where ByuL was heading with the game, but GuMiho just knocking him out here.
Widow Mines there, going to force the GG. GuMiho 2-0.
I'm caught off guard a little bit. I really felt like ByuL had done everything he needed to do in that early game. But, GuMiho, I guess he defended well enough, macroed well enough, had those upgrades, and the defensive ByuL not enough.
Man, you can really see some disappointment there, and I actually expected a little bit more out of ByuL. They were really hyping him up, but he did not deliver. If I were Fabio, I would say that I was surprised, or what am I supposed to say? It's like, I can't believe he's not better.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Well, almost as fantastic as GuMiho.
Well, that game was saturated with awesome, so got to hand it to him. GuMiho playing like a god there. Going to go into that winner match against Trap coming up after this commercial break.
One more time, fight just a